Good morning and happy Saturday. It is slightly grey today and very, very windy because Storm Hannah has come through, or is coming through from Ireland. Again, way to pick very unintimidating names. Sorry, Hannahs. So I'm just heading off to buy some trainers for the Seville trip, but largely because my others are quite worn. But more than that, they're very worn and warm, and it's going to be like lows of 20, highs of 30. I've got to get some more breathable shoes, so I'm going to try and do that quickly before I get on a train, go all the way to London Bridge and sit around and eat cheese.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
So here we are, London Bridge. There's the entrance to Borough Market out there. Everything's an entrance to Borough Market around here. And I'm just trying to find the other party so we can go and eat some cheese. So, what have we got here, I wonder? I think they're all in here.
British styles of cheese, things like Cheshire, Lancashire, Wensleydale, Stilton, the cheddars, all kind of grew out of this sort of symbiosis of man and wife on a farm and cheese being made in the kitchen.
Good morning. It's Sunday. Yesterday evening we went up to Watford for Abby's birthday / housewarming, and then came back again, which is a bit of a drive but totally worth it, so that was good. Today we're heading off to Gatwick. We fly tomorrow morning to Seville, so we have to get all our stuff ready before we leave and sort of try and envisage the difference between English spring, pictured here, circa 13 degrees, and Spanish spring in Seville, which is circa 30 degrees. So that's a bit of a thing to get your head around. In the meantime, I'm going to get my hair cut, and yes, I am wearing sunglasses because it's still quite bright and my eyes are very sensitive. So I need to go and get this shortened for hot climate. The weather's improved and so is my hair, so that's a good step forward for a Sunday. Right, packing now needs to be completed. Good evening, welcome to our locale for the night. This is glamorous Gatwick Airport living. There's our amazing £25 room. It's really good, I have to say. Very impressive for £25. And we're not going to actually be in it a lot, but still. We're now going to go to the Manor House to have some dinner. And then this is the nice posh hotel bit, which is also a restaurant / tithe barn. There's the tithe barn. It says it's labelled. It's useful. There they go. That's actually a barn over there. It's probably a venue. Right. Sun's going down. I need to go to bed. This is the front of the pub. It's nice, isn't it? I mean, can you see anything? Maybe you can. It is nice, trust me. And then if you come around here, this is the front of the tithe barn, and you can see it's all on a little river. I hope you can see. There's a duck house that's suffering slightly. That's where we were sitting, in that little barn there. There's the duck house. And then that's the barn. I don't know that I can get through here. I'm going to go back the way I came. Oh no, I can. Reception entrance. Here we go. Very nice. I'm going to bed. I'll see you at the airport in the morning. It never looks big enough on the video, the moon, but it is massive. There's a massive moon there. Glorious Gatwick. Usually I have nothing nice to say about Gatwick, but everything ran so smoothly. I'm literally blown away. Like, we came straight into the car park. Bus picked us up straight away, dropped us off. Security was instantaneous. I mean, it's only an hour since my alarm went off and I'm already at World of Duty Free. We're here. Ignore the flickering, it's not really there, it's just refresh. So we can't check in yet, so we're going for a wander, looking for somewhere to have a big lunch, because we're not going to be up late tonight. So we're going to have like some montaditos for dinner. So we're just wandering through the centre really, which is the shopping area. We've made it to Plaza de San Francesco, which is Frank, Spain. Got lots of very cool buildings. We can see that is the Giralda, is it, the tower? I've got the name of it, but that's the big famous old tower up there, over there. And this is an excellent looking palatial palace. Around every corner is an amazing square with massive, incredible church, and ice cream is also good. Oh yeah, Stracciatella. Looks pretty good, to be honest. It's a good place to remember. €250 for one bolla. Yeah, we're going to go down the Lega that way. So we've had some amazing tapas just around the corner of a little square, and we've come to this, which is known as the Mushroom. So cool because it looks like one, and we're going to try and go up to the top in just a sec, if we can. Here we are, high up on the Mushroom. Gives you quite a good view, you can get your bearings around Seville. That is an impressive looking structure over there. Don't know what that is, but it looks cool. It's kind of up and down. How interesting. What is? Let's have a look in the distance. I have to look to what up that giant white pillar is, and I'll update you. There appears to be an Ariane rocket there. So there might be a space centre. Space is cool. And then there's some hills. So that is this, which is and then over here you can see some amazing old structures, including a lot of the important landmarks. Such as the Giralda, which is the tower, and then this Church of Annunciation in the near ground, and then the big building next to the Giralda is the Cathedral of Santa Maria, and the Church of the College of the Divine Salvador, and a massive bridge. Here we are. This is the Hercules place. There's some pillars of Hercules, I guess. This is an old Roman forum, and you can probably make out, and we probably can't, right down the end is that big white towery thing I looked at from the top of the Mushroom. Also here, fascinating to me, but probably nobody else, is a official mundane Swiss Railways clock in Spain. So that's confusing. Yeah. This has been an open square since Roman times, and still is, and that's kind of cool. Really impressive flowering tree here I've not seen before. Looks lovely. It's got a nice smell as well. Some fountains down here, but it's basically like a long Circus Maximus kind of space. Wandering through the back streets. There's lots of bars and cafes and lots of cake related shenanigans. A lot of cafes and cakes. particularly like the name of this street. That's excellent. In honour of that. Here's our lovely room. Now that we've checked in properly. It's quite impressive. A writing area. Some books, English. Oh, the showery section. Very nice. We're just exploring the hotel because we had a bit of a lie down and what have you. It's quite impressive. It's 7 o'clock and we're just going out for some Montaditos. It is hotter now than when we went into the hotel at around, I don't know, 4ish. It's crazy, but luckily there's more shade. So we're just going to wander on down these back streets, trying not to get run over. The good thing about this is because of the North African Moorish influence, very often when you look behind a big impressive door you see an amazing selection of tiles and interesting arches. Not here because this is some government building, but in a lot of places. Just come for a post Montadito stroll into a courtyard with oranges obviously and parakeets and porticos and a fountain. This is very nice indeed. Check this out. Good morning in the cathedral, old part of Seville. It's quite picturesque, as they're putting it. We are looking for the entrance to the cathedral for individual persons. We've now found the right entrance on the side of this massive cathedral. Welcome to the largest Gothic cathedral in Europe. No, in the world. The largest Gothic cathedral in the world. It's quite a ridiculous statement, but when you come around here you'll see quite what scale we're dealing with. check out the organ. It's pretty subtle. It's quite a modest affair, you'll agree. There's loads of really interesting little chapels off to the side. All with the stained glass window and a bit of religious art, obviously. Who doesn't love a Madonna on trial? That's rhetorical. Some very understated silverware. If you look up to the glass, it's kind of impressive. Let's come down to it a bit. We go around and see the clock on the other side. We're now going to go all the way up and then you see the roof. This is the tomb of Christopher Columbus.
In 2006, that Christopher Columbus is here. How much? I always compare it to a massive ship. It's like 1/4 of
Going up a tower. Mushroom, obviously. It's a long way up. So what you probably didn't work out from that very high-speed time lapse on the way up. So there's this one set of stairs at the end, and then everything else is slopes, and each slope is numbered. So this is the last one, which is 34. So we have 34 of these to get back to the bottom. This is, as you might guess from what you're looking at, the orange tree courtyard, which is beautiful. There are orange trees all the way down the roads in Seville, all over the place, with, you know, some different size oranges on. Some of them are very tiny, like that one, and some of them are a bit bigger. It's very lovely. Provides a nice bit of citrus shade. Now, can we see the tower where I just was? Probably not. I don't know what side it's on. Oh yes, we can. Here we go.
Third biggest cathedral in the world after.
The thing I hadn't yet mentioned is, as you might imagine with this part of the world, this giant Gothic building was constructed on the top of an old mosque, because obviously once the Moors left and Christianity took over, that is pretty standard sacrilege, where you just take an old religious building and you turn it into a new religious building. But it does mean that there are bits here which are, I don't know which bits, but looking at the old stonework, possibly this, which are parts of the old original mosque. So we've done quite a few laps of this cathedral now in various forms, but we've just had lunch in a tiny little tapas place off in the old Gothic part, which is the other side of this building, really. Very good little tapas. This is the Alcazar, which we might try and get into tomorrow, Thursday, but requires some ticket purchasing. We're now going to try and get around the back to Plaza España and see what's going on there. Very impressive around here. So this, I think, is part of the university, maybe? And then, you know, it's just amazing sort of... I mean, the architecture is kind of unique, because it is this weird mishmash. That's a restaurant. That's even better. Wow, is all I can say. I don't get to... I bet the prices of that place are amazing. We should probably still nose at it though. The architecture is unique because it's this blend of sort of Arabic from the Moors and sort of Western European. Alfonso the 13th. One of my favourite Alfonsos, definitely. It's got a restaurant terrace. Maybe this is where we should come this evening. Yeah. This is the University of Seville. Quite an impressive structure. And if you think, like, you know, Oxford and Cambridge are impressive, and some of the old American universities are impressive, Trinity College in Dublin is impressive, but none of them look like a massive palace, so that's something. Discarded oranges from the trees. I don't actually know where we are. What is it? Is it an insect?
Yeah.
A dead insect? Oh, it might be a giant locust or something. Could be eating these oranges. There's also a trailing plant growing up that palm tree, which is very weird. Check this place out. It looks quite cool. This is Plaza de España, Spain place. And there are rowing boats and fish. And somebody playing Hey Jude on a violin. Pretty standard. So I'm slowly getting used to this gimbal. It's quite nice and smooth. We are going to go for a row on this magnificent canal, I guess it is, around Plaza de España. If you recognise this and you haven't been to Seville, you recognise it because it is Queen Amidala's palace in Attack of the Clones. So I bet you're disappointed now, aren't you? Because you thought, oh god, where have I seen that? And now you realise it's in a terrible Star Wars movie. Want a boat? So, after our half-hour rowing escapade, which is a very good workout in that sun, we're now going to wander around the actual palace itself. Check out Queen Amidala's yard. This is nice. We have been slowly wandering back, and we have made ourselves a reservation with some careful wangling at a very fancy hotel, which I showed you earlier, for tomorrow night. And on Thursday morning we're going to see the Alcazar. So we've got some things planned. We haven't got anything planned for tomorrow afternoon, so that's down to us. We can do what we want. And for the time being, because it's very, very hot, it's the hottest point of the day, we're heading back to the hotel to have a cold shower. We are wandering back through the streets onto the yellow light, the Spanish street light. We went out for a Moroccan meal, really, you might say, but this was all obviously part of the Arab world, and at one point I think the capital was in Marrakesh of this sort of super caliphate. It was also here at one point, but that's why they overlap with the cuisines and what have you, and the culture and the architecture. And now we're exhausted again. We've made it till after 10 o'clock, so that's a new first. But not long after 10 o'clock. Good morning, it's 10 a.m. and I'm off to do some segwaying. You can see from this flickery sign here, or maybe you can't because it's so flickery. But it's 10:06 and it's 22 degrees. So the day we got here, which was Monday, it was highs of 29. These are obviously shade temperatures. Highs of 29, and then yesterday it was 30. Today's going to be 31 or 32 even, and then tomorrow's 31 again. So it's hot. In the shade it's pleasant enough. In the direct sunlight it's hard to know what temperature that is. Alarming is the best way of describing it. But it's it's very pleasant. Like, this kind of climate really does change your outlook. Anyway, as I said, I'm off to do some segwaying, which is something I very much like to do in random places, having done it now in Brussels, Valencia, Kent, somewhere in Centre Parks, and now here in Seville, which in most of the world is called Labour Day, and is a national holiday celebrating workers. Obviously in the UK where it's just a random bank holiday and nobody really does much apart from a few protests, and the Americans moved Labour Day because they didn't like it was in May. It's classic. But here it's a holiday, so that's why there were no queues outside the cathedral, even though it doesn't open till 11 anyway, but no one's even arrived at like 10:15, and it's actually quite quiet, although I should imagine it will get a bit livelier later. Architecture around here is amazing. It's just, can't stop staring. Taking pictures of the keyhole. This is the church of Salvador the Divine. Really is a bit much, isn't it? The dome's nice though. And then this was a mosque before, so if you look at some of the beautiful tile work down the sides, a double, whatchamacallums. And then of course there's more gold here, and there and there. And then this is quite subtle. All in all, pretty modest. We have wandered to the Jardin de Morillo, south of the Alcazar. Should we go through the shadier bits? Just wandering around, avoiding the heat of the day, under these amazing trees. I mean, look at the scale of this thing. Huge. Still wandering through the gardens in the heat. And it's very hot. Some of the palms around here though are crazy. I mean, this one at the back there, okay, where do you think the top is my question. We're going out to Hotel Alfonso XIII. Walking there now, it's sort of 20 to 8 and it is warm. It's very warm. In the shade it's pleasant, a bit of a breeze. In the sun it is still burn time in 20 minutes kind of thing, so it's nuts. This is a little artisan market. Here we are, Hotel Alonso XIII. Built in 1929, as a lot of things were, because it was the Expo. Some babies playing instruments. Oh, segwaying. No segways through here. Yeah, the 1929 Expo was when they built the Plaza España as well. They used to do these expos a lot in different countries to show off a nation, basically, invite foreign dignitaries. And that's when they opened this formally on the April 28th. So that is 110 years and 2 days old. Just wandering around the hotel, getting a feel for its grandeur. I mean, check out the oak ceilings and the tiled walls, the many little sitting areas and whatnot. And the courtyard. Late night in Seville, walking towards the Golden Tower, which is over here. Looks more golden in this light, really. Taking in a bit of cooler air, having eaten far too much in that amazing restaurant, including tempura artichokes, which are amazing. Pork cheeks, which I didn't film, which was a mistake, and then our amazing multi dessert, which was exceptional. Anyway, we need to go and have a lie down. I'm going to walk this off first. Cathedral and the top of the tower, and then that is the wall of the Alcazar, which we're going into. Around this way. Back in the park, this is the Christopher Columbus Monument, where we are meeting a guide for the morning to go around the Alcazar, which is currently to our left. And a super large palm tree is just slightly out of shot here. So this is the gardens of the Alcazar. I mean, amazing, amazing palaces, I should say. Lots of peacocks, and just linked together in the most confusing manner possible. So if you don't know where you're going, you'll not get anywhere. This gives you some sort of feel. We kind of came in there, we went in here and around there, and we're kind of here-ish. We're just wandering around the gardens some more, and they are ridiculously picturesque, and you don't really know what to take a photo of because everything is a photo. There's orange trees, old Arabic architecture, and sort of more modern architecture. It's a weird mishmash, and it all looks amazing. Just had a bit of tapas for lunch on the corner. Now we're wandering back through the shadiness because it's getting towards that point in the day where it's so hot that you can't actually go out in the sun. So we're just going to hop from shade to shade. That's it. I think we're done for Seville. What a great fun place to come visit, and I don't know that I had any sort of preconceptions at all, but it's beautiful. It's very small, which is excellent for walking around. The architecture is incredible. The food is fantastic and cheap, even in the posh places. And the weather's pretty consistent, so I can't really recommend it highly enough. But I've got to go back and repack, and then we can get on a bus and head to the airport. Welcome back to England, where the cloud is at 0 feet. Very weird compared to the weather we've had. It's Friday, it's grey, we're back, but it's quite nice to be back in some way. Oh, first job of the day, it's the local elections today. Look at this mug. It's just... Bye, Nigel! I'll try and give you a more detailed overview of the local elections later today when the picture emerges better. About half the councils haven't declared yet. The Brexit Party isn't standing in the local elections, neither is Change UK, formerly the independent group. So it is a slightly weird one, but I'll tell you what I see when I see it. Also, I'm looking... Is that yellow or is that tan? Maybe it's yellow. Our trip back from Seville yesterday was my 18th flight in the previous 12 calendar months, so that's a bit mental, and I'm kind of into the whole travelling thing now. Man who's nearly 40 says he's into travelling. Brilliant. So I'm back, and I realised I didn't do a word of the week because I was too distracted by the Seville, to be honest. Interesting thing about Seville, it has some of the most days of sunshine of any city in Europe. And because of that, we'll do the word of the week as the sunshine. So the sunshine is the word of the week. First of all, in German, the sunshine is der Sonnenschein. Yes, der Sonnenschein. Pretty straightforward, that one. That's sunshine in German. And in Italian, it's la luce del sole. La luce del sole. So that is sunshine in Italian. There we go. So that's German and Italian. And that was this week's word of the week. Thank you very much for watching. I realise it was a very long vlog. If you've got here, well done. This is the end though. I hope you'll join me next week. Bye for now.